We've been listening to Osborne on the cuts today, and it's economics from the planet's side. He's not an economist, because this isn't about finance or economics. What it's about is ideology. What the Tories are doing is exploiting a difficult situation because they want to shrink the public sector. What he said today means that over the next 5 years, Birmingham City Council will shed about 10,000 jobs. That's 10,000 people out of work. That's 10,000 families less able to spend money in the retail and leisure sector, which means that people in those sectors will ultimately lose their jobs as well. They're driving us into a second recession and they don't care. The West Midlands was the hardest hit region in the last recession, and of course Cameron, Clegg, Osborne and their allies from the Eton Canoeing Club don't care about that. They don't care about ordinary people. With 10,000 people losing their jobs in Birmingham, that means services will suffer. What I have to say to people is, look, what do you want to go? Do you not want your bins collected? Do you not want the potholes filled in at the end of the winter? Do you want your kids taught in schools with leaky roofs, in classes of sizes that will now go up from 30 to 35, or arguably even more in certain places? What this is about is not about reducing the debt. There's no doubt that there's a debt to be reduced. This could be achieved over time. It could be achieved by raising tax for those paid over £60,000 a year, not by hitting the less well off. In all honesty, the game was given away when they announced an increase in VAT. That's a tax that affects everyone, but that means that the lowest paid in society will be hit as much as the highest paid, because everybody buys goods with VAT on them. They should have done it through graduated income tax. He also announced, for instance, in relation to social care, an extra £2 billion nationally, £1 billion of that to go into the health service for work with older people, and another £1 billion across the country. Well, Birmingham City Council's annual gross revenue is about £3.5 billion. £1 billion across the country is not going to go very far when you look at it in those terms. We've recently seen in Birmingham a number of tragedies in relation to social work and social care. There are still 100 vacancies in children and families in this city. Osborne has ensured that those vacancies will remain and more vacancies will be created. Remember what he said today. Some of these job losses will be achieved through natural wastage, loss of services to the people of Birmingham, the West Midlands and this country. The man is a loser and he's doing it purely for ideology's sake.
Following today's speech, it's just really concerning about how the budget cuts are going to affect women in society. Pensions are going to be affected, and we're expected to work till 66 now instead of 62. So it is going to have a huge knock-on effect on how sort of livelihoods are going, really. So that's about it, really.